Hey, what's up,
Yo, what that?
Hey, you know it's crazy, right? Hey, listen, hey, Johnny,
What's good?
you look like you just won a fight.
Hey, I didn't gain about 10 pounds spending that fight money.
Hey, listen,
You know what I'm saying?
you look like you just won a fight. You got the lead. You got the lead to the rock with it.
Hey, that's how I roll, baby, every day.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Congratulations, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, salute to you, King. Salute.
Thank you. It definitely was, timing was everything on that. But at the end of the day, whether I had a fight or not, I was still in the gym every day. So that's how I was living the life, man, for real, man.
Hey, that's good, man.
Oh, so you just one of them stay on ready guys.
I'm living the life, so it ain't no stay ready. We as long as we alive, we ready to fight.
Right.
Talk.
As long as I'm breathing. It's a little deeper than staying ready. Shit.
You stay ready so you ain't got to get ready.
Damn right.
I seen you say before they gave you the call, you were sparring Michael Hunter 20 rounds.
Yeah. So and that was gonna happen, and that was gonna happen regardless. So that's what I'm trying to say. That I put myself in the right environment, and whether I had a fight or not, I was still gonna be sparring 20 rounds. So they just called, and I was able to use the sparring. I'm glad it went to good use, because ain't nothing like wasting shit.
Yeah.
I ain't waste nothing. It went to good use.
That's what's up.
Well, I mean, listen, bro. Well, go ahead, Briz. I'm gonna let you go.
So what's next up for you? What you looking to do next?
Well, Al Heyman's been talking to me. PBC been talking to me a little bit. So they kind of was like, look, we ain't got no pressure for you to sign anything, but just let you know, you come with us, we got a certain price for you. So for me, I'm just like, all right, well, I respect that, especially, boxing is business. I respect that. So I'm just like, I ain't taking no fights unless somebody match that number. And I'm hoping to fight with PBC again in sometime in like November.
Right.
That's nice.
So that's what I'm hoping. But if something come up earlier than that, I'm gonna be ready for it, like I said. But I'm ready to win. It is about the money, but it's also about me winning.
Right.
Well, I'll say this to you, brother. I just pray that you keep this momentum and you ride this wave, man. And what I mean by that is, we get a lot of fighters that they have a wave, they come off the win, they may coast a little bit off of that win. But to see how you basically knock my man out, show that you have a lot of power, you have a lot of poise, and you was very patient, which showed for me a lot of, wow, okay, this guy's got it. Like you just came in, and it's like, yo, JR is on the map now. So with that being said, my hope and my prayer to you is, like, you came on here and you said you stay ready. I pray that you are definitely going to stay ready, because, I'm looking forward to you fighting some big names, man. I'm tired of seeing Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola. It's time to get some new blood in the morning. And I hope you're going to be that guy, man.
Look, I'm going to do whatever it takes to be that guy, too, because, it's like you said, I showed a lot, and now I got to continue to do that. The biggest thing is consistency. So I'm going to do my best to stay consistent. I'm going to do my best to learn from this. This was a victory, but it's a lot to learn from it. I can't go back out there and show no improvement. And that means this victory didn't matter at all.
Right.
I know you say you stay ready for whoever, but is there anybody you got in mind that you want?
So to be honest, I don't have nobody in mind that I want, but it's like what was stated earlier. People want to see me in there with the big names right now. So right now, I'm trying to put a target on their back. You know what I mean? First of all, I do love Deontay Wilder, the way he fights. I'm definitely influenced heavily by the way he fights. But it's like, what I'm saying, I got to look at everyone he didn't fought already. I trained with Tyson Fury before. You know what I mean? But I gotta find a way to put the target on their back, because they're not worried about me, but I get to watch them every day. So I'm looking at everybody else now. Like I want to be fair now, since, like I said, my name out there.
Right. Well, you beat an undefeated fighter, so that definitely gets your name out there. And
Shoot, I'm even thinking about the rematch with Effie and Jocko, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, okay, yeah, he beat me, but it's like, shoot, I'm just gonna let him beat me like that? Or I'm gonna come back for his ass too.
I hear
you know
that.
what I mean? So it's just trying to put the target on these fools, you feel me?
right.
I think a good fight for you would be like a Luis Ortiz. You know, somebody that's a heavy puncher that really get in there with him, and you show that you got that same power to match him, and you put him tonight. Then what they're gonna say? Because Ortiz is like the stepping stone that they measure to say, yo, this guy is the next great thing. It's like I don't understand that, but that's what it seems at.
Right.
I think that a good fight for you would be like a Dylan White or a Joseph Parker. Somebody like that.
Well, you know, with Dylan White, I feel like I got a lot more to prove before they put me in the ring with him. You know what I mean? Because he's definitely, you know, doing his best to get that title shot next. So, you know, Joseph Parker, definitely, they're a little on the next level. Not saying I can't compete with them. It's just that I don't know if they'll mix it up with me yet until I prove myself a little more. Just being, you know, honest about it.
Well, the reason why I stated that is because my man DJ up in the corner, he has said, who you say DJ Ortiz? Ortiz is a big step, man. Ortiz,
yeah, that's a big step.
That's a big. I think Ortiz is on a higher level than Parker and Dylan White. He's just a little older, but Ortiz is nobody that you just want to hop in the ring with and think that you can get a victory off of just to get the notch under your belt. Because, but besides Deontay Wilder, Ortiz, and you know what I mean, he didn't put some work in.
Right.
Some work in. I
He
mean,
really good.
Another name out there would be somebody like Brian Jennings.
Right.
Jennings would be a good stepping stone.
Actually, he fight in September.
And they say that boy working in camp. I don't know. Have you ever been in camp with Jennings and seen his sparring? Because I hear it's legendary. I hear that man gets them rounds in with that sparring. That's what I hear.
I've seen clips.
I've heard about it, but I have never been in camp with him. I've never been in camp with him, but I have heard about his sparring. I heard he's strong as hell too. Like for his size, he way stronger than he really is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've heard some things, but you know me. Right now, hey, my ego done got big as hell. So I'm gonna ride that. I'm gonna ride that wave. Like, man, shit, let's back it up. Let's take it to the next level and go out there and just keep fighting. Cause you know, to be honest with you, that fight, I wasn't where I wanted to be at. And I'm just being real. I wasn't where I wanted to be for that fight. I was ready, but I wasn't. I felt like I had more to do. I felt like I had more training to do. I'm just being real. I heard some people say they want to run it back. I'm like, man, run it back. But just know I'm fighting. I just need that big money, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna prove myself for that money too.
So with that being said, knowing that you didn't come in at your best, are you pushing yourself to train that much harder now, knowing that you just did what you did, coming off of that big win, when you want to show that, listen, I wasn't even at my best, and I did what I did. So when we run it back, it's gonna be more of a dismantling. So what's your mindset going into the next fight, knowing that you wasn't 110?
Well, you know, first of all, I got to see, you know, when I say I wasn't 110, it's like certain things were not at the top level. So my conditioning was not at the level that I set the goal for it to be at. It was like, let's say 3/4, you know, where I wanted my actual goal at. Maybe actually, I'm gonna say actually half the way. Half the way. What made me so good for the fight was, of course, during the actual 20 rounds with Michael Hunter. You saw a lot of Michael Hunter out there, you know, in certain things I did, in my honest opinion. Especially if you saw his recent fight with the Triller. Yeah. So I would say conditioning wise, half. So I want to take it to another level. But the sparring is what carried me through the fight. when you go 20 rounds the week before and you do 20 good rounds, that's what really carried me. But I can't depend on 20 rounds with Michael Hunter. You see what I'm saying? I can't depend on that.
He's a slick fighter, though. He's always been that elusive guy. So for you to go 20 rounds with him and you say you got quality rounds, that showed up in the fight.
Exactly. But the thing is, that's the variable right there. I don't, like, let's say I got another fight, right? I'm like, hey, Mike, I need them 20 rounds. That ain't really gonna happen. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by the 20 rounds is what really helped me with the victory. My conditioning that I set goals for, like cardio-wise or running-wise, it was only about half actually of what I did, what I wanted to do. That's what I mean by I wasn't where I wanted to be in the fight.
When you
start preparation.
When you say you did 20 rounds, how long did it take for that? Was it a day or 2 days, a week?
Well, so we sparred 10 rounds on Wednesday and then 10 rounds on Friday. So and then I fought the next Saturday.
Oh, so you actually had 3 fights?
Nah.
Let's be real. That's what you had. You had
so
3
when I
fights.
got done with that, Saturday. So that Friday. Sorry about that. I had 1 week. I had 1 week in between.
You had 3
fights.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically. And hey, let me tell you something. Michael Hunter, a bad man.
Right.
Like, unbelievable.
I already know. I watched a lot of his fights, so I know what you're talking about.
That's a bad man right there. So
he gave Usyk a tough fight.
Big time. I watch that fight all the time too. But for some reason he went vegan that fight. For whatever reason he was like, I'm gonna be a vegan now. So I'm like,
well, let me ask you this.
I ain't mad at it.
Let me ask you this. What's going to change in your workouts as far as your conditioning? Because I'm sure you don't want to. Do you want to lose pounds? Do you want to condition like that? Or do you want to come down? Or
I definitely want to come down. I want to come down about 10 to 20 pounds. Like I want to be fighting at about 250 or just below 260 because I do want to fight. I was 268 that fight, so I do need to come down a little bit. Also, I just recently hired this one coach for conditioning where he does a lot of reps, just high reps all the time. So like I was sitting there like doing not shoulder shrugs, but like the arm raises with 2.5 pounds. My arms were just like, they were just so tired. Like, so we're going to start tiring out our muscles with like 5 sets of 20.
Right, you want
so that's the next thing we're going to. Yep, 5 sets of 20.
You want to tear it down and build it up.
Yeah, so it's going to be a mix of heavy lifting and high rep lifting all in 1 week.
No,
so that's kind of how I'm changing.
So my question to you, not that I'm asking for secrets or whatever. When you went in to spar Michael Hunter, like sparring wise, was it a sparring session where you did maybe 5 rounds of I'm just going to work on my defense, I'm going to work on my jab, or you just went in there and you just moved around, see how you was feeling?
Man, it was a fight. We fought all 10 rounds.
Okay, so y'all was banging in the spar.
We was fighting, boxing, mixing it up. Like even our coaches was like, oh, he won that round. He won that. Like it was legit sparring. Like who won what round? I definitely say the first time, I feel like he won the most rounds.
Yeah, so
I had to get on my Wi-Fi.
Right. So I was asking you about the sparring.
Yeah. So the first time I feel like he won more rounds than me. But I was still, I was still very conditioned to keep the rounds going strong. The second time I feel like we were even, about 5-5. And so I could definitely say I finished strong both times. And that second time I said, okay, I actually got 2 more rounds. You're always thinking 12 rounds. I'm like, man, it was a high intense sparring session, but I still feel like I had 2 more rounds in the tank easy. But we was about even the second time.
But was you loading up when you was doing? I know you. So even when I'm sparring a guy, when I'm sparring guys, and we say we bang it, are you putting all your power behind the shots, or are you working with your man? What are you doing with that type of sparring?
Well, it don't even make sense to load up with Michael Hunter because he'll see it coming if you load up. So the biggest thing I was focused on was this boxing. I was just boxing, and if the shots came off hard, hey, they came off hard. It ain't my fault, man. I ain't loading. I ain't doing nothing.
So y'all was in there, y'all was moving, y'all was doing y'all thing. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we was going. We was going. He definitely, hey man, I ain't gonna lie, he hit me with a shot that I was like, I don't know if he like meant to do that, but I'm like, he hit me with a shot where I seen the glove come straight to my eyes and hit me in the forehead. But the way he set it up, he made me think, because I'm very calculated. We know that. I'm just calculating faster now. So I'm like, all right, in my head, I'm like, this dude about to throw a hook. He didn't fake the hook. It just, the way he was moving his body, I was like, he's about to throw a hook. So I go to block the hook. He didn't throw a hook. He somehow threw a right hand. And it hit me straight in the forehead. I watched the glove come like this and hit me. I was like, that's insane. But I do my neck exercises, so we already know. I just do my defense good. Don't even worry about it. You laying that shot, we good. We ain't worried about that. But when I tell you, I still think about that. Because I'm like, how do you fake a shot without fainting it?
Right.
I mean, I went to block the hook. Like, he was just moving a certain way. I said, this dude's about to throw a hook. But no hook came. My right hand came.
So, Briz, now I done set him up for that question you like to ask all the fighters.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
You just got set up for the actual next question that Briz always asks fighters.
Okay, what's up?
I asked all the fighters that join us. I said, out of all your years of boxing, what fighter hits you the hardest that you said to yourself, if I don't get this motherfucker out of there, I don't know how the rest of this fight gonna go?
Oh man, well, I wouldn't say I was thinking, I got to get this dude up out of here, because I'm like, man, I'm like, man, look, I don't know. Hey, it made me feel human. Like, man, shit, I don't know if I really want to, you know what I'm saying, attack him like that again. But I would say if he hit me with a straight right, that made me say I don't really want to attack him like that. You know what I'm saying? I got hit by Makhmadov. That knocked me down, but it didn't make me change my mind. It's like, okay, that's a good shot, but, you know, let's get it on right here. Let's get it on right here. But I still feel like the referee stopped that fight too early, and I'm not the only one. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get hit in a heavyweight fight. You're going to get back up. Let's fight. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like I was like, you know, just... Now, I can't say I had lost a lot of rounds, so he probably was like, man, he done lost 7 out of 10 rounds already with a knockdown, so, and he's still bringing it to you. We're going to go ahead and end this. I can see if he thought that, but I wasn't hurt to where I could continue, and that's a fact. But, you know, it is what it is. You know, you got to protect the fighters a little bit more cautiously these days. But definitely, he definitely made me more cautious. And I can't deal with that no more. You know what I'm saying? Which is why you didn't really see me that cautious in this fight, because again, all I can do is really show I learned a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
He Mike Coffie, right?
Yeah.
Before he fought you, he fought tight. Delonte. What did you get out of that fight?
He fought who?
He fought well, we call him Tight. I'm from Philly.
So you mean Damari Rock?
Yeah, we call him Tight Work. We from Philly. That's his name in Philly. Tight Work. Damari
Rock. He nice. Yeah, he nice as fuck.
No, I'm saying, did you get anything out of that fight? Did you take it?
I don't know. All right, it was clear that Damari Rock was the more skillful fighter.
Right.
So I don't know why he was leaning all over him like that.
I think he came in there out of shape. He came in there with the attitude that I'm gonna knock him out, so I ain't gonna be here long. Which is the wrong attitude to come in the ring with.
I don't know how you get that attitude with 19-0. It's like, for me, that's the experience right there. It's like, if I'm 19-0, I'm undefeated because I don't underestimate nobody, and my mindset is different. Like, it ain't gonna be I'm gonna come in here and knock this dude out. You know what I'm saying? I can understand somebody who ain't got that much experience thinking that. I can understand somebody who probably done got some losses, because I've thought like that before too. But it's like, undefeated. Nah, you got undefeated because you special, especially 19 times. So if you want to think like a person that ain't special, that's on you, because it's like, I don't know no undefeated dude coming in talking about I'm just gonna knock him out, I ain't gonna be here long. Obviously, you know, Tyson kind of fell like that. So I can guess, you know, he kind of did what Mike Tyson did one time. Like, hey, I ain't gonna train this hard, this dude sucks. But you can't underestimate nobody, because like I said, it's clear that Damari Rock was extremely skillful. But if you leaning on an old buddy like that, that ain't skill. You ain't fighting with your skill. And then this dude just won a shot.
You wasn't conditioned. You ain't conditioned. Like your body said all that the way you came in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you bring up the point about, you know, people, you know, training and saying they're gonna knock out. The rumor I know about training, because my uncle, he used to be a fighter, and he used to go up to a lot of camps and spar with pro guys. He was a big super heavyweight. He told me that when he was up in camp with John Mugabe training for a Hagler, that Mugabe only trained but like 5 or 6 rounds, and that was it. He only went 5 or 6 rounds going to the fight with Hagler. And I know my uncle wouldn't lie about that.
I don't know what he would do that for, man, because that don't make no sense at all.
You seen what happened in that fight?
Right.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
John beats Mugabe. That's what I was
right.
Hagler.
Yeah, what happened?
That was a slugfest. Yeah, that was a slugfest still, though. But it's like, for me, it's like the biggest thing is preparation. You know what I'm saying? Like, preparation and mindset. You know, your mindset is really important, because it's like, why would Damari Rock just come in there like a little out of shape, which he was out of shape, and just think I'm gonna knock him out? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so that's just the mindset that got him. The dude clearly super good, clearly. But if your mindset ain't where it need to be, then you might as well not even worry about it. You know, you take the mind, you got the rest of the man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that, because he clearly was better than Coffie, but Coffie clearly got that power. And I was staying away from that for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he got that night power. He got that Uncle Richie Jr. night power.
Yeah, I don't know about it, because I wasn't letting it touch me.
That's people's problem. Fighting ain't to be. I don't want to be hit at all.
Right. So I'm good on that.
I know the fight was short notice. When you was doing the 20 rounds of Michael Hunter, did you already know about the fight with Coffie, or you did that before you even knew about it?
Yeah, I didn't even know about it. I just knew that. So I did hear about. So basically, one time I was told this, like, yeah, you know, Gerald Washington and Michael Coffie are fighting, but would you like to be like on standby just in case somebody gets COVID, right? And then they go, hey, but nobody gets COVID, because they're, you know, at this point, fighters are very cautious. They're doing it, you know, 6 feet apart, you know, they're wearing their face masks everywhere, like, you know, so as long as the guys are really following the COVID protocol, they don't get COVID. So you just basically collect a quick 5,000. So I was told that about 2 weeks before the fight. You know what I'm saying? You'll just get a quick 5,000. I'm like, shit, man, just to show up? They're like, hell yeah. I'm like, man, sounds good to me. And never did I once think it was setting me up or anything. It was just, hey, we need to have somebody on standby with the regulations, the TV, all that good stuff. I'm like, all right, cool. Nothing to worry about, because I'm going to still be doing what I do regardless. You see what I'm saying? So then Gerald actually, you know what I'm saying, wasn't feeling that well or something like that. And he, you know, he went and got tested on his own. So he didn't go and get tested at the actual weigh-ins. You see what I'm saying? You get tested at the weigh-ins.
That was him using wisdom, because he could have got a lot of people sick as well.
Yeah. So that's what he went on ahead and made the announcement with the you know. And I was just like, man, I ain't believing nothing, man, because I'm like, until I see it in the news or the social media, I ain't believing nothing. So I just went on ahead and doing what I was gonna do. The next thing you know, the big fight poster came out. I'm like, oh my God, like this some bullshit, Gerald. God damn. Because me, I don't be that shit crazy.
So you got 5,000 just to stand by.
Well, I would have collected it once they weighed in. So I never got the $5,000 in my hand.
Oh,
once they weighed in, I would have collected it, because I was the COVID-19 alternate.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that all happened in 2 weeks, but I found out the week before the fight, because Zero never made it to the COVID testing.
Well, let me ask you this: do all fighters get that, or is that just for COVID? Like
It's just for COVID.
So they don't pay standby fighters just in case?
Nah.
Okay.
It's just for COVID. Because usually if you need a standby fighter, nobody want to see no standby fighter. Like with Tyson Fury, when he quote unquote, had the COVID. No one want to see him fight. No one want to see Deontay Wilder fight nobody else. When you that big of a star, they're gonna move your fight.
Hey, Johnny. Hold up for a second, Johnny. Hey, Seb, did you peep what Johnny just said?
What? Why they don't want to see Wilder fight no one else?
No, he said Tyson Fury, quote unquote, COVID.
Same thing I said.
When I say quote unquote, meaning that's what was in the papers.
No, we know.
That's a quote. That's a quote from the papers.
Right. But we know that. See, we not you. I'm not gonna quote you because you're a professional fighter, and I don't want to put that out there under your name.
Right. We want to see you on big paydays, bro. We ain't trying to mess up nothing you got going on, my guy.
So what I'm saying, and what Seb is saying, and what DJ is saying is, we don't think that Tyson Fury ever had COVID.
But what's the basis of y'all thinking that?
Because every time it's time for Tyson Fury to have a big fight, there's always something.
Well, he stepped up and fought some big fights. I would say that if you can say that he hasn't defended the title once.
That's what I was.
You can say that.
Right.
He
That's
definitely fought the biggest fights, man. He's fought the biggest fight, but he has not defended the title once yet. From what I haven't. He hasn't had a title defense yet.
But why though? Well, why though? Why don't want to done this long and not fight?
Well, they scheduled to fight in October now, and if they don't fight in October and this Tyson Fury fought again, we can say that man, something going on, man. Maybe he ain't never gonna defend no title. But I
don't think that's gonna happen the second time. I definitely don't think it's gonna happen the second time.
I hope it don't. I just thought because of his history, he had the ankle problem with Klitschko. Then he retired. And then when this fight first got announced on Twitter, a lot of people were saying he probably gonna pull out close to the fight, and it happened.
Right.
It's fun.
Nothing wrong with saying that, you know what I'm saying, and it could have just been, it could just be for the best anyway, because now we got the whole anticipation building. But I'm just saying he do fight the big fights, but he just never had a title defense yet, which is kind of odd.
Yeah,
and that was before COVID ever happened.
I'm not looking forward to the fight.
I'm not looking forward to the fight, man.
It's been a soap opera the whole time, man. It's like I can't get with the soap opera. It wasn't like that before. When people was ready to rumble, they was getting it on. Now we getting this all this social media. It's just a lot that goes on into buy into this whole thing with the boxing anymore. It's just too magnified on a social media aspect, if that makes sense.
Right. It do make sense, but I'm looking at, I just need Deontay to redeem that second loss, man, because that shit hurt my feelings, man. I was scared of white people for a while when that happened.
I'm joking, but shit, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, man, that Deontay my king too, man, you know what I'm saying, in the heavyweight division for as far as, black fighters, man, I said, man, shit, man. I just want you to redeem yourself. I believe you're gonna do it. He definitely worked with Malik Scott, who's a boxing genius, we have conversations with Malik Scott. He's from Philly too. So he doing the right thing, I feel like, as Malik, as the full head coach. But I don't care what's going on with the soap opera. I just want to see him redeem himself, and I believe that he's gonna do it.
I got a question.
I don't know, man. I mean, man. Let me say this. If we get a Malik, one thing I said, I talked to two fighters in my lifetime. I mean, like, fighters that when I seen them, I told them how I felt. The first fighter was Vernon Forrest. I seen him at the Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York after he lost to Mallorca. I said, yo, you be my favorite fighter, Shane Mosley. You gonna let him smoke a cigarette on you, man? I said, yo, you gonna have to get him back. How you gonna let that man smoke a cigarette on you? And then the next thing I said was to Shane, I said, listen, when you get in there with Cotto, man, you gotta give us Shane knockout Mosley. We need the knockout guy. So the thing I'm gonna say to you, I'm gonna call you JR. That's gonna be my name. I'm gonna call you. Now I'm like, my man JR. What I'm gonna say to you is, when you get to that moment where you feel like you're not riding that wave no more, think about this interview, and I want you to always remember, like, listen, put your 110. Please, don't leave it on the table. Don't take a day off, because that's what's going to make you a great fighter, and that's what's going to be your legacy, because you stay ready.
Okay. I feel you. I'm going to keep that in heart. Trust me, man. I feel like you're speaking right to me. You know what I'm saying? So my ears are open.
I mean, because I'm a former fighter myself now. I would be a heavyweight. I'm 220, but I ain't moving around with your big ass. I would have to drop down to cruiserweight or super middleweight. I ain't moving around with you.
All right.
You probably hit real hard. I ain't taking no 5,000, no 10,000, no money. Messing with you.
DJ still got it.
Hey, I believe it.
Hey, you still got it.
But I ain't moving around with you.
Hey man,
I'll be trying to get out of the way of your jab. You be clubbing me with the overhand. It'll be over for you.
Hey, I didn't feel like I hit that hard because this dude took like 100 right hands and still ain't go down. I said, what the? I said, God damn.
That was the military.
This dude, he just ain't going down.
So when you did connect, it was one of them smush fades.
Yeah, he ain't care though.
No,
he ain't care.
It was the eye shot that got him.
Right.
The eye shot slowed everything down. When he grabbed his eye, that's when I knew it was over.
Okay. Gotta blur the vision a little bit.
He grabbed his eye. Once the ref see you grab your eye,
right. He gonna step in for you.
What was your game plan going in?
Honestly, my game plan was really just do what I've been doing in sparring with Michael Hunter. That was all I was telling myself. Okay, look, because my mind was overwhelmed, no BS. I didn't even know the shit was on Fox.
It was, I thought FS1. I'm like, nah.
Damn, you ain't know it was on Fox?
I didn't know it was on Fox. You ain't even got to have cable. You could just have regular TV. Like, I grew up with 5 channels. I said, man, damn. I had childhood friends from elementary school hit me up.
Oh, wow.
I said, damn.
Oh, man.
I said, this fight, this was for all the marbles low key as far as everybody, high school, college, everybody. And it's been 10 years since I've been in high school and damn college. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you could do it. I knew you was always the best.
Yeah,
I knew it. Why? You ain't never think
y'all kids my age. Shit. You know what I'm saying?
I knew you was going to do it, man. I knew it. I know all about that.
Yo, I was overwhelmed, man. I was just telling myself, we just gonna do what we did in 20 rounds. You know what I'm saying? That's all. The first 10 was good. The first 10 rounds was good. The second 10 rounds was better. I said, well, we're gonna make these third 10 rounds even better. So that was the game plan. Just box this big old boy. Boxing.
Man. Ride that way, bro. That Michael Hunter game plan worked to the master.
Right. That's what we going with.
Hey Johnny, I like to keep the people in the comments updated. Do you know who Daniel Chestnut is?
Yeah, that's my basketball teammate in high school.
All right, well, he said all he needs is 10 minutes, so I'm going to get off. He said all he needs is 2 minutes. So I'm going to get off, let him get his 2 minutes, and then, you know what I mean, I'll be back on. It's up to you.
What you gonna let him in?
Yeah, I'm going to let him in.
Yeah, he going to get off and let him, and then we're going to let him in.
All right.
All right.
But I think Daniel Chestnut was referring to a song I used to sing in high school. I've been silly all my life, y'all. So that's
I know you was up there Harlem shaking like you was from the Harlem. I was like, oh, okay.
Hey man, I've been in class clown all my life, but I had to have good grades, and my dad was gonna beat me. But he ain't never really beat me though. He'll bribe me. He was like, man, you make all A's, I'll give you $100. So I was always trying to make all A's, but I would get all A's and like 1 B. So I've been in clown my whole life. I used to sing all the time and shit on the basketball team, man, dance all the time, man. Goofy ass dude, but I was big. So I could be goofy and people wouldn't like try to beat me up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Goofy kids, everybody want to bully them. But I was too big to bully. You just had to make sure you was laughing with me.
I tried to send them on, Briz.
Oh, all right. Well, you know, I just wanted your fans to, you know what I mean, say what they gotta say to you. You know what I mean? Let them. You know.
Yeah, that's my. That boy can play some basketball, man. Like
I plead the fifth that she was at the fight and you was whipping him with the 1-2 rights.
I was doing what?
She said, I plead the fifth that she was at the fight. She said you was whipping him with the 1-2 rights.
Oh dang! She put my name on it. Don't be feeding my ego like that. Hey, I'm an egomaniac, low key now. Hey, that's what my coaches realized about me. They realized all they had to do was just boost my confidence, and I would fight all night.
Oh yeah. Oh, he said it was a song he used to sing.
Yeah, I told you it was something. I was silly, man. I'm probably still silly, but I was a silly ass dude, man, in high school, man. Straight goofy dude.
I was gonna ask when you did that.
Oh, he said tell the story about the song you used to sing. That's what he said he had work.
Oh, that's messed up, man. Why you gotta bring up old shit, man?
he said tell us the story about the song.
Well, basically, you know what I'm saying? I used to be riding the bench, you know what I'm saying, in high school. You know what I'm saying? I used to be riding the bench, but man, shit, I used to ball like crazy in practice though. You know what I'm saying? But I used to be riding the bench, and then, you know.
All I need is 2 minutes, bro.
Yeah, like, coach, yo, I just need 2 minutes. I just need 2 minutes, and I'm going to score something. You know what I'm saying? But so I'm so damn crazy. I even wrote a song about needing 2 minutes, and then just, you know what I'm saying? People just crazy, man. I was crazy, y'all.
I thought he was going to come on here like he was on Goodfellas and tell you to get the shine box. Get your shine box.
That's how it was, man. Dude. But now I can't ride no bench, man. With basketball, now when you boxing, everybody get to see everything, man. They see you, and that's why I'm just happy I ain't getting knocked out. One dude from church hit me up, man. I'm talking about elementary school. Like, that's what I mean. Like, this was on Fox. So I ain't talked to this dude in forever. Like, I ain't talked to this dude in like damn near, you know, over 12 years. Facebook message, man, don't get knocked out on TV. I'm like, man, what you mean? Like, yeah, man, everybody watching this shit. This gonna be on Fox. I was like, what you mean? Wait, Fox? He said, yeah, Fox, man, don't get knocked out on TV. I'm like, oh, shit.
Hey, you did better than me because I had the semifinals at my high school, and because all my friends was there, I ended up getting stopped in the fight. The first time ever going to the semis, winning because I was like 7-0. Get into that fight, and my man rocked me because I was trying to be pretty. And he caught me with some stuff slipping. Then it was even worse because after he hit me, he sat me on the second rope. So imagine, not only did I get dropped, I got sat on the second rope. So, you know, school going on a whole week. Nobody said nothing. Just somebody said, man, shut your ass up before I knock you out like you got sat on the damn ropes.
Hey, they gonna kick you while you down.
Everybody started laughing.
Yo, that's how it be, man. I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that.
Hey, when you after you got the win and you was dancing, did you know you was gonna do that, or was you just feeling the moment?
Man, I ride the moment, man. I feel the moment, man. Trust me on that, man. None of that stuff be rehearsed or nothing. I just be enjoying myself, man. I learned that. I wish, like I said, it's lessons I wish I'd have learned a long time. Hey, that's special delivery. Hey, that's high school, man. I aged myself real quick. Hey, come on, chill with all that, man. Hey, but one thing I learned, come on. I wish I'd have learned a long time ago, man. You gotta live life You gotta enjoy the moment. You can't worry about what nobody think, as long as you having a good time. Because man, these moments in life are priceless, man. They all beautiful. Obviously, you're gonna have some good times, bad times. We got the good times, and you gotta enjoy them good times for real. So, shoot, I was just
that's
having
gonna be your dance every time you get a win, man. You gonna have to do that dance, bro.
Hey,
that's the signature now. That's your go-to move, bro.
We gotta see how I feel. You know, I might not feel like this. I might do a backflip or something, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, damn.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta feel the moment. And that's what it's about. I got, you know, it's about the feeling, man. Ain't no telling what I'm gonna do.
Do you know a heavyweight named Jerry Forrest?
Yeah, he undefeated, right?
Now he has 2 or 3 losses.
Oh, okay, then I'm thinking about Jermaine Franklin. So Jerry Forrest fought Carlos Takam.
Yeah.
Could have beat Carlos Takam, but for whatever reason, he ain't really like pushed it a little extra. So yeah, trust me, man. Why you asking about him? Because I'm putting targets on everybody. I'm studying everybody. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I'm looking at everybody. Like I said, I knew who Michael Coffie was. I'm looking at everybody.
It's Jerry Forrest. Is that a fight you'll take?
Huh?
Is that a fight that you'll like to have with Jerry Forrest?
You gotta remember, baby, I'm about the money, man. Al Heyman has set a price. I don't be hearing nothing until somebody set a price that or higher. Now here's what I'm gonna say. I'm training for everybody. So I ain't ducking nobody. I just ain't listening to nothing to that till I hear that number. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I hear that number, then we can talk. But if they got
somebody
that number,
in the comments, somebody in the comments said they had a question about the diet. If you're for an amateur fight, is eating Oreo cereal in the morning allowed, or is it classified as a cheat meal?
Well, you got to make that choice yourself. What's a cheat meal for you? Me, I don't eat anything. I don't eat anything unless I feel like it's going to directly help me win, especially when it's time to fight. I was eating Jamaican food in Jersey though, when that shit was good as hell. But hey, I know Jamaican people can fight their ass off, shit. So I went with that. But you gotta ask yourself what's best for you.
What part of Jersey?
I was in Newark or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's not too far from me. I'm in the back end of East Austin. So.
Okay, yeah, we was in Newark when that fight at some center.
Is there any current or past fighters you like watching? Or who did you like
current
watching?
Current who?
Current or past fighters you like watching?
Right now I'm watching a lot of Devin Haney. I got to watch him train. I got to see him really do his thing. He really the real deal. So he's a guy I'm breaking down right now, studying a lot. Roy Jones Jr., obviously the great Floyd Mayweather, somebody I always watch. I'm leaning more so with Evander Holyfield currently because I'm trying to because he was always a fan favorite, and I really need to build that about myself. So those are the fighters right now. Devin Haney, Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., and of course Evander Holyfield. So those are the guys I'm really watching a lot of.
Man, that's a great motivation to follow in the steps of Evander. I mean, because he's given us some great fights. He went in there against George Foreman and really gave us a great fight.
That George Foreman fight was incredible.
I don't feel like he ducked anybody. I feel like he needed to fight.
He's unbelievable. So I'm watching those guys. I make it a point to study them. Another guy, it's funny you brought up, Ike Kabakta or something like that. You know him?
Ayabuchi.
Yeah. He's a guy that's I'm like, damn. But then, of course,
did you ever watch this fight between him and David Tua?
Yeah, of course. But he went to jail. He would have obviously been heavyweight champion of the world, but it's like, so
man,
I was actually watching him last night.
He would have beat everybody in the division. Ayabuchi was the guy that would have dominated the field for a very long time.
Man, so he's the dude I've been most recently paying a lot more attention to because he could fight, he could box too.
But he was a one-hitter quitter. He was Uncle Richard Jr.
So yeah, I'm studying, man. I tell you, man, I'm dedicated. I'm committed. I'm studying like crazy.
And what got you into it?
What's up?
Agaban Bucci had 2 notables. David
What you mean?
Third.
Oh, yeah. Fact. That was incredible. I love that David Tour fight.
What got you into the fight?
Shit, man. I was trying to go overseas and play basketball, but I just didn't really have a piece about it, right?
Yeah.
So then next thing you know, Michael King started this program called All-American Heavyweights, and that's what Charles Martin, who became world champion, started, as well as Dominant Brazil. So I had performed at a certain level because I said, man, you know, I don't want to go overseas, but I'm an athlete, man, so I'm going to try to play football, right? Tried out for them combines that you got to pay to get into, and then next thing you know, I performed high enough to get to a level where, you know, scouts could access my information. So once I got scouted for boxing with All-American Heavyweights, that's what moved me out here. I just didn't want to quit. Once I started fighting, I just didn't stop.
What was it that you liked about just being in the like, what I liked about boxing is that I started learning how to slip. Like, I would watch a lot of Triple Ray, I would watch a lot of George Paez with they slipping. So what about boxing did you love that made you want to slip? Was it one thing or was it multiple things?
I never thought about that. I guess it was more so because I'm not no angry fighter dude. You know what I mean? I just like, I guess, man, you got rules. It's a tough sport, but at the end of the day, it's rules to it. It's 2 hands. It's just like, it lets you really test yourself as I don't want to say as a man, but I say as a competitor. You know, you fight against a guy that's your size, quote unquote. You guys the same size. It's really about how hard you work, how hard he works. You know, you're not fighting to the death, but you know, that could be a possibility if you don't prepare yourself right. But it's like, hey, I'm competing against another man, and we get paid royally, we get riches, we get glory, and you know, and it allows you to be, you know, in my opinion, you know, allows you to work with the art of get hit and don't get hit. So it's a combination of, you know what I'm saying, mental, physical, emotional, you know what I'm saying, lifestyle. So it's definitely more of a combination. I never thought about that before. So it's a combination. I know I wanted to be an athlete, never thought I'd be fighting, to be honest with you. But I'm here, I'm happy.
So let me ask you this question. Have you ever been in a boxing match where you feel like the judges really judged it unfairly and put up, like you clearly was on the cards that you felt you were in the fight, and you went in and then you didn't get the judges really, you felt like the judge didn't get it right and the crowd also felt that way. Have you ever had a moment like that?
I have not been in a fight like that, and you know, I'm very grateful because, you know, obviously we just witnessed some big fight that just happened over the weekend where I saw the highlights of it. Yeah. Don't know how that would even happen, but I have never been in that type of predicament. You know what I mean? I hope I never am. So the best thing I say to anybody is let's take it out the judges' hands and let's be our own judges. Let's try to knock everybody out. You know what I mean? Or get knocked out or whatever. Let's just keep it out the judges' hands. You feel me?
That's fair. I definitely appreciate that answer because a lot of time, you know, like I felt like with the Andy Ruiz and Chris Arreola fight, you know, Arreola was in there, he was game, and for him to only get 2 rounds and then they gave, you know, like for a lopsided fight, like, I mean, yo, I gave him 5 with a push-up 6, but I gave him 5. And for you to say that he didn't get that, he only got the 2 rounds that he got the knockdown, and that was a slap in the face to you as a fighter. So when I see things like that, even me being a fighter, it at least a sad taste in my mouth. And then what does that say about the sport?
Right.
Like, what's one of the things you would like to see changed about the sport if it was within your power?
I mean, well, it's like you said, you know, the judging still, for whatever reason, has still been a big problem. I mean, I don't know if I would want to see actual fighters as the judges now, because, you know, you kind of think about that. Because obviously, when I hear the fighters commentate, obviously I'm in full agreement with a lot of things that the commentators say, especially the fight commentators. So maybe we might have to do a change where we actually have fighters as the judge. But, you know, that'll be the only thing, because we should not still be having the same problem with the sport that we've had for a long time. Yeah. With the judges. Now, there is one thing I don't I can't really say I don't like, but a lot of the fights are getting stopped a little too early. But I can't say I don't like that because, you know, I'm all about living to fight another day. And I tell myself, because I had a fight stopped too early, I tell myself, hey, I ain't going to get a reason for the judge to think I'm in trouble. That's my fault. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, you can always get Steve Smoker. Go always get Steve Smoker. Go always get Steve Smoker, and he gonna let you fight. He gonna let you fight until you cry and quit.
Right. But you know, we gotta think about the safety. But I would say, man, why not have fighters as judges? You know what I mean? Or just have people more angry about a lot of these outside decisions. If people are just more angry about it, then, you know, we're gonna be good with the sport. It's still going strong.
Yeah, because like you said, it was one last week that was real terrible.
Right. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was like he knocked the other guy down and everything, dominated all the rounds, and still lost. I said, man.
Well, the rumor is that the woman that was judging the fight, I think her husband is a part of the WBC. So I hear. I don't know how true it is, but that's the story I'm hearing.
But it was unanimous though. Every judge had the other guy winning somehow. So you can't just blame the woman. We got to blame everybody.
And it's crazy because it wasn't.
I mean, yeah, but and that needs to and I honestly believe like Al Heyman. See, this is what I feel about it. Eddie Hearn or Al Heyman has the power to really stop this type of stuff from happening. I thought for myself, I thought Eddie Hearn would clean up the game, but even with his heavyweight, the dark-skinned heavyweight from Brit that nobody likes, he was winning his fight. And they gave the fight to the other guy. I don't know his name. I forget his name. Derek Cristora or something like that.
Derek Cristora.
Yeah, remember, he was winning his fight, and he got robbed on the cards because maybe they didn't like him per se, but he clearly won the fight.
Against who, though?
The other fighter. I just feel like Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman, these promoters, these guys need to get together and say, listen, I mean, and they could also put in. I mean, I'm not going to say put it in a vote cast where, you know, like an American Idol type of thing, but they can do that as well. Something has to change, though.
Well, here's the thing about that. Every promoter has their cash cow, so you know the judges is going to look for different things in a fighter. Like, I mean, like. Deep down inside, we all think that Floyd Mayweather lost Jose Luis
Castillo, the first fight.
But do you think HBO was going to let Floyd win, knowing he was up there next time to come start?
Nah.
Like, how many times?
That was a tough fight, man.
How many times did you see Badu Jack lose a decision that we know he won? Badu Jack did it.
They always give him a draw.
Yeah, always.
Well, we know that. I think it's a little bit biased on Badu Jack because of his religion and just who he is as a person. I think that's what that comes down.
Well, what is he as a person? He beat the shit out of James DeGale for a draw. Pascal.
You said what?
Oh yeah, Pascal. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you know, like, but Badu Jack is one of the highest paid fighters in the game right now because he put up with stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Something got to change, though. You know what I'm saying?
We've been going through this since boxing been boxing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like for us to still be talking about the same thing, we're probably going to have fighters as the judges.
Well, I believe
with the criminal system, the same exact thing.
Right. I believe this is why UFC has got into the catapult, the stratosphere that they've gotten into because of the mishap in boxing. I mean, we still have our diehard boxing fans. I think because of all of the situation with the judging that goes on in boxing, that's why UFC is getting in the forefront more. Because, I mean, for them to just come from being non-weighted to this, what they say, glory and blood, having these weight classes and cleaning it up to get to where they got now, where they got sponsors and they're a multi-billion-dollar business. What does that say to boxing about UFC? They doing something right over there. I mean, to a sense.
UFC don't be giving their fighters no money though. They don't be.
No, that's why I said to a sense. Right. I'm saying to a sense.
Listen, Dana White got 60% of Conor McGregor's money versus 40. So, you know,
I mean, I'm saying on that end, it's a little bit lopsided, but we know on the judging side that we've never seen a lopsided decision from UFC. That's what I'm getting at. You don't get those lopsided decisions on say what? It's either clear or it's a split, but it's always who won the fight. I never seen a UFC fight where I said, man, that was bullshit. This guy should have won. I've seen a clear-cut winner, and the clear-cut winner has got the fight won. That's what I'm talking about.
I understand, but it ain't nobody in there getting marketed that way either. You don't be having no undefeated fighters to lose either. Nobody that you can invest your money in.
I mean, the only one I would say, I mean, honestly, that I see over there that I consider to be Floyd Mayweather is to me, John Jones. He's hands down the best fighter all around. Like, he can go from middleweight up to light heavy. To me, he's the best fighter in that sport for a long time. Consistently.
I'm with you on that.
Hey, man, but listen, hey, Johnny, man, it was nice talking to you, man. I wish you luck on your next fight, man. I appreciate you coming on our podcast. I'm going to let y'all continue. I'm going to go ahead and roll out. Let somebody else get on and ask you questions.
All right.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, brother. Thank you for everything, man. Thank you for being a candid and up-close fighter. That's down to earth, man. I really appreciate that, man.
Hey, I had a great time. We're gonna keep it going. Man. Thank you for the opportunity, y'all.
Yeah, appreciate it.
No problem. All right, Sib.
All right, bro.